Hello everybody. I want to say hi one more time before the end of 2020, and I wanted to share an idea that I personally got 16 years ago when I started in this business. And so I don't have formal education, right? And when I first started, I remember, I don't know who, I think it was an office meeting and somebody came. And in one of those meetings, they brought a speaker, somebody who was sharing some ideas, personal growth, and then they were offering another seminar to attend to. And in that seminar, I discovered this man, Jim Rohn, it's his name. So for me, his message, it really made a big difference in my life. And one of his philosophies is we can't live a life without reading, without self-growth, without self-education. Consider having a self-growth plan. So what does that mean? You know, even if you have a formal education, there's always room for growth, room for improvement, room for knowledge, and that never stops. And that's something that no one can take away from you. And so his philosophy is you gotta read everything you can that helps you in your life, you know, to be a better parent, to be a better business person, to better be a human being, on your finances, on your spiritual life, family life. You can't, you know, spiritual life. So then with the end in mind, to have a balanced life versus having to be very successful and then your family suffers, or having to be too attached to your family and then your income or your business suffers. And then at the end to have balance. And so then his philosophy was to have a growth plan. And so I wanted to share with you some ideas throughout 2021 that could help us, you know, with our self-growth. So what you guys think of these? So one of the books that that we're suggesting here is The Immigrant Age. Read this book if you're ready to commit to a mindset that will inspire the personal and professional breakthrough in 2021. So Brian Buffini is an immigrant. He's Irish, and he came to this country as a young person, and you know, $20 in his pocket, something of that sort, years ago. And he has become this very successful person in business and in life. And he built his business by caring, by giving back, by being of service to others. And I really like this guy. He's a real estate business coach, and he's actually my coach. And so I've read this book. It's a great book. Definitely read these books. It's a great book. The other one that is suggested here is a 5-second rule. Transform your life, work in confidence with everyday courage. Read this book if you've got your eyes on a particular goal, but you keep finding reasons why you shouldn't start. You shouldn't start pursuing it. Now, the next book that's suggested is Tuesdays with Maury by Mitch Albom. An inspired tale of lessons the author learns from a professor who's at the end of his life. Read this if you love to be inspired by authentic stories that can help you lead a better life in a new year. Cool, that's interesting. I definitely would like to read that. The next one is Joy of Work. Organizing your professional life. Learn to organize your physical and digital workspace for maximum happiness and productivity. Read these if you want to give your office a makeover that can help you hone your focus and reach your goals. That's definitely something to look at with this whole new digital world and working from home. I gotta tell you, my makeshift office at home is not very organized. All right, so how to win friends and influence people. Dale Carnegie. Perfect for those who want to remaster the art of working with others. Read these if you're looking to have more meaningful interactions with friends, colleagues, and people you meet. A book that influenced billionaire Warren Buffett. This is a great book. I have the older version, you know, How to Win and Influence People. It's a good book. Just definitely check it out. It's a good book. You know, it really is a good book. Now, what about this last one here? What to say when you talk to yourself. Strategies to transform negative self-talk into words of power and optimism. Read these if you think you've been too hard on yourself in 2020 and would like to improve your happiness and productivity. So, yeah, something to look at. So I'm gonna definitely put it on my to read book this year. Now there's a couple other titles I wanted to share because so many great books out there that have made a difference for me. But there's some of them when I started really in my self-growth and self-education through reading, that stood out big time. And one of them also was recommended by Jim Rohn, The Richest Man in Babylon. It's a great book. It's a great little book. And I remember he used to say, such a little book, you could pay $20 for it. And you could read it in one evening if you really want to. Because it's easy to do. What's also easy to do is not to read. However, when you buy a book and you pay 20 or 30 or 40, it's not the cost. The cost is in not reading the book. Because most books have many great ideas that you could implement to help you improve in every area of life. And not spending 20 bucks on a book is more costly than actually the $20 that goes to the author and printing and shipping. So don't think about it. It was inspiring. And this book, Richest Man in Babylon, is so great. It's so great because it talks about how even in Babylon, ancient city, even at that time, they had all these quick schemes and how to get rich and whatever. But it's very educational into how not to fall for something and who to trust in what you're trying to do. If you're gonna go, whatever it is you're gonna do, you wouldn't trust a shoe maker with your gold. That's kind of the example they give in the book. You know, you would wanna trust your gold with your gold banker. Anyways, it's a really educational book. It's really, really interesting. It really made a big difference. And I used to read this book every year in January. I used to read it for like 10 years. There's another one that made a great difference in my life. It's by also Jim Rohn. He's the author. I have most of his books, if not all. This one's called Leading an Inspired Life. It's a great book. Kind of a long book. It's a good one though. It's a great book. You know, it's got a lot of inspiring stuff. Man, it's just amazing. It made a big difference in my life. It really did. It really did. Said that one time he was in Dallas, and I had heard he was sick. He had cancer. And of course, you know, he worked till his last day of his life, and that was his belief. You know, you gotta work, you gotta be of service, you gotta give back, you gotta have a plan not only to earn but to give, to make a difference. You know, it's this very inspiring man. And so then we sort of knew that he was kind of in his last shows. And so I flew to Dallas for a weekend, just so I could see him, you know, one last time and take a picture. And, you know, like 2 weeks later, he passed. So he stopped giving seminars because he couldn't do it no more. But in reality, he did work till his last days, and he, you know, he made a difference for a lot of people. So hopefully you get that, you know. 2 years ago, I discovered this guy, Jocko Willink, Extreme Ownership. It's a crazy book. This guy's a Navy SEAL, amazing. He was actually leading Navy SEALs. He was a commander in charge of on the ground leading SEALs in battle. And so his philosophy is there's so many lessons to be learned. There's so many lessons to be learned in battle, in the battlefield, that we could apply here in business and in life. And that's what this book is about. But it really starts, what it hones in, it's on the title, Extreme Ownership. We all have an opportunity to own and be responsible and really take extreme ownership on where we are, how we got here, what we do, what we don't do, our shortcomings, you know, whatever it is in our lives, and so how we get to really take ownership of that. These are some of the books I have my plan for this year. Feel free to share yours. I'd love to hear some recommendations. There's a few other, of course, bunch of other books that I didn't get to here because I want to keep this as short as possible. If you happen to run into anybody that is looking to sell their property here in this 4-county area of Riverside, San Bernardino, Los Angeles, Orange County, please don't hesitate to reach out. You know, if you want to just chat, have a cup of coffee, Zoom, digital cup of coffee. It's my guest. Just call me, reach out anytime. And stay safe, stay healthy, and be close to family and friends. It's important. Cool. Thank you. Talk soon. Bye. Hope you like this video. Please give it a like. It'll help you a lot. Thank you. Bye.